you're one of the many people using your phone as a daily tool, you'll want to become familiar with AI mobile apps. ChatGPT, Microsoft Copilot, and Google Gemini are the top 3 AI assistants. These apps can transform your daily routine and free up your time. I'm here to walk you through their main functions. Let's start with ChatGPT. You'll find most of the same features on desktop, online, and mobile versions of your favorite AI apps. You do not have to create an account and log in, but if you choose to do so, your information and saved chats will transfer across all versions of the app, and you will find them in the app. You can start a chat outside of the app itself when you want to work with ChatGPT. To do that, you would just hit the little plus sign to work with your documents and photos, or type anything in here. Or you could, of course, work with the microphone. All right, and here we have a huge selection of great restaurants near me. If you want to adjust some of your privacy settings, again, outside the app, tap in the top left corner and then tap Settings. And the one setting that you do have control over is Improve the Model. For everyone, that does send all of your data up to OpenAI and ChatGPT, and you can turn that off. I'm going to log in. Now that I'm logged in, ChatGPT is suggesting things I might want to do. Before I get to work, I'm going to tap on the menu in the top left, just so that you can see I do have previous projects, previous chats, and down at the bottom, my settings menu does allow me to personalize, add apps, change the accent color, change the voice here in the center if I wanted to have a different voice conversation coming back at me, and my privacy and security settings. So you might want to check that at least one time. To get back to chat, I tap on the pencil. We've already seen an information chat, so now we're going to take a look at working with some of our files. Again, under the paperclip. And here's a summary of the document. We've seen searching for information, we've seen document summaries, and now we're going to take a look at working with photos. It automatically accesses your photo library. And I'm going to say, make a 3D cartoon of this photo. Isn't that cute? Thumbs up. And if you want to log out, top left menu, click on your name, scroll all the way down, and log out. To use Google Gemini on the phone, you will need to be logged into a Gmail account. It works off of your Gmail email addresses, and you'll see the one that you're signed into in Gemini in the top right corner of the app. If you tap there, you'll see that you can switch accounts to any Gmail account that's on your phone. It's already connected. Again, in that top right corner is where we will find our settings menu. If you're using Notebook LM, that's here. Here's where you'll find the voice that you've chosen to speak to. I'll show you that in a minute. There's several you can scroll through. How you share chats, and a couple little things about privacy and so on. Not extensive, but useful. So take a look under your account icon in the top right. On the left-hand side, you have something called gems. Gems are more or less pre-created, they're not exactly apps, but they are processes, sort of summarized. So in case you want to use the career guide or you want to write code, it's already here. You can also create a gem and take a look at some of the ones that are left here for you by Google. To start a new chat, if you're in that menu, you just click on that pencil. The main interface of the app contains all of the same features that you'll find in your desktop version. You can see that it's presenting you with 4 basic processes. If you want to use at the bottom left, this filter menu, it brings up all this and more, a couple things like deep research and guided learning. And this down here is our interface. If you just want to tap here, you can see Notebook LM, access to your files and photos. Moving over to the right, you'll see the type of research it can do for you: fast, thinking, and pro. If you want to use the microphone to dictate your query, be careful not to tap on the very far right. That's the Go Live button, which we will also take a look at. So if I just tap once carefully on the microphone, now I'm going to ask Gemini, please show me how to use the microphone.
Using the microphone with me depends a bit on whether you're looking for a hands-free chat or just want to dictate a quick message. Since I'm Gemini 3 Flash, I have a few ways we can communicate vocally. Here is how you can get started. 1. Using Gemini Live mobile only. If you're on the Android or iOS app, this is the most natural way to talk. 2. Standard voice to text, desktop and mobile. If you just want to type using your voice instead of your fingers. The mic icon, look for the microphone symbol in the message input bar where you usually type. Grant permission. If it's your first time, your browser or phone will ask for permission to use the microphone. Click Allow. Speak and send. Tap the mic, say what's on your mind, and tap the send arrow once your words appear in the box.
If I want to use the Go Live feature, that allows me to broadcast, interact with other people. That is that icon on the very far right. And here down at the bottom, you can see we do have a microphone. I can use the camera. I can share with others, and so on. To start a chat, write anything. And what do you want to write? And there's my answer. If you want to perform functions such as the ones we saw in ChatGPT, again, you'll use the plus sign and pull in your files and photos or access to the camera. And again, our pencil in the very top right allows us to start a new chat. Those are the basics of Google Gemini. You'll notice right away that there are 2 versions of Copilot. The M365, you might want to attach that one if you already have a Microsoft account, if you already have Microsoft 365. It's just a combination of all of the apps: Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Teams, OneNote, etc. Today we're going to look at Copilot standalone. And again, you can use Copilot outside of signing in. If I'm in a rush and I want to ask it quickly, I'm going to tap the microphone.
Hey there.
Show me Chinese takeout in Bronxville.
Well, Bronxville's got a couple solid spots for Chinese takeout. You got Hunan 3 over on Cedar Street. They're right next to the Acme supermarket. And they do takeout as well as dine in. And then there's Jade Spoon over on Field Road West. And they've got a nice reputation for fresh Asian cuisine. So you got a couple options to choose from. Which one are you leaning towards, or are you thinking of trying something else out?
I'll try them both. Thank you. And you can see that you get, in addition to the conversation, you get a transcript so that you have the information. I went ahead and signed in using my Microsoft account. Before I start working, I want to take a look at my settings. Again, in the very bottom left, and down here is where I have signed in. Tap on that. You can see all of the settings that are available to you, including those voice settings here, and where you would sign out if you like to sign in and sign out. Just going to X out of that, go back to my conversation. The plus sign allows me to do all of the same things that I can do in my other AI apps, except that we have an additional option to create a podcast or start a quiz. And here they've been very generous and given you 3 times when you can make a podcast if you're doing that already. And at the top you can see I have access to my photos and my files. And the first option is generate image, and that's where we could do that cartoonifying and so forth. I do have the microphone. You can see that. We tried that already. And let's just look at these icons down here at the very bottom. There's my home. This is where I can message Copilot. And when I tap on that, it does bring me up other ways of returning an answer, such as that deep research that we just saw in Gemini. So you have different levels of research. Discover. And start a new chat. In this case, you'll see it down at the bottom right and up at the top right if I want to start over. It does do all the same things in all the same ways. It's not quite as interactive as the broadcast feature that we saw in Gemini, but as an AI assistant, it does anything and everything.
I hope you had fun and learned something new. The AI assistant you use will depend on your repeated actions and whether you need specific features. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you next time.